not by the force of numbers, not by the mere exposition of a set of new and noble principles, not by an organized campaign of teaching, no matter how worldwide and elaborate in its character, not even by the staunchness of our faith or the exaltation of our enthusiasm, can we ultimately hope to vindicate in the eyes of a critical and skeptical age the supreme claim of the Baha'i revelation. One thing and one thing only will unfailingly and alone secure the undoubted triumph of this sacred cause, namely, the extent to which our own inner life and private character mirror forth in their manifold aspects the splendor of those eternal principles proclaimed by Baha'u'llah. Shoghi Effendi. So today we're really happy to have Ms. Sima Ghodrati, and her topic is Awakening the Inner World When the Heart Guides the Mind. And here's a little bit about her in her own words. Born in Iran, I was forced to flee my country as a youth after facing religious persecution for my independent decision to join the Baha'i community, Iran's largest religious minority. My experience as a refugee in 1986 shaped my approach to life, work, and community engagement. Upon arriving in Canada in the spring of 1987, I began my studies in fashion design. Later, a psychology course at Toronto Metropolitan University, formerly Ryerson University, sparked a love of learning that led me to SUNY Syracuse, where I earned an Associate of Science degree and a Dental Hygiene diploma in 2001. Years later, I continued my journey of discovery at the University of Toronto, studying life coaching and applied mindfulness meditation. I also received certification in Inner Peace Therapy, a program based in Norway offering both online and in-person 12-day workshops, which I organized and attended many times. Today, I practice as a life coach, supporting individuals in their noble journey toward personal transformation. I believe that everything in life is created to undergo a noble transformation, and I hold firm to the conviction that nothing is impossible when one embraces the art of learning and discovers the power of love within. So with that, I'm happy to hand it off to Ms. Ghodrati.
Thank you very much. Oh, hello, everyone. Thank you for being here with us. And I'm really grateful because I know every one of us, our times are so busy and we're all doing something, serving humanity our own beautiful way. And I'm very, very grateful to have all of you here with us. What I'm going to do, I'm going to share some slides that I have, and if I may. So the beautiful song that we just heard, that it says, "Oh Lord, help me that shall not fall." So let's see, just a very short introduction about the Baha'i faith. So the Baha'i faith is a world religion founded in the 19th century by Baha'u'llah, whose teachings center on the unity of God, the unity of religion, and unity of humanity. And it calls us to recognize that all the great religions come from the same divine source, and that we are living in an age of spiritual maturity where the world must move toward global unity and peace. So let's see if this is a beautiful introduction of the Baha'i faith. And let's see how can we achieve this unity and peace that it's the main goal of the Baha'i teachings. This quote was just written by Peymanijun, and I'm just going to go over it one more time. Shoghi Effendi, which is he was a guardian of the Baha'i faith and also the grandson of Abdul Baha. And he has a very special place in my heart because I learned from him that what he did, he brought all the spiritual teachings and the unity, and within the modern Baha'i community, he implemented this justice within the Baha'i community and also the outer Baha'i, the outer community. But I've learned so much from the way he has taught the faith, and one of the things is, in most of his writings, he's actually guiding us to pay attention to our inner life. And this is one of them that we just actually visited. So he says, not by the force of numbers, not by the mere exposition of the set of new and noble principles, not by the organized campaign of teaching, no matter how worldwide and elaborate it's in character, not even by the staunchness of our faith or the exaltation of our enthusiasm, can we ultimately hope to vindicate in the eyes of the critical and the skeptical age the supreme claim of the Baha'i revelation. One thing and only one thing, even unfailingly and alone, secured the undoubted triumph of the sacred cause, namely the extent to which our own inner life and private character mirror forth in their manifold aspects the splendor of those eternal principles proclaimed by Baha'u'llah. So let's together, let's go and discover what is this inner life. How can we, as an individual, find this inner life? So let's go to the next slide. Abdul Baha, in one of his beautiful quotations, he says, "When one is released from the prison of self, that is indeed freedom, for self is the greater prison." So here, what I understand, so he's telling us there's two kinds of self. So one self that we prison ourselves within, and that's the self that when we get into it, like when we get away from our true self, when we enter this, we understand this self, this is the one that prisons us. And this is the one with all of us constantly keep falling back. So let's go to the next one. I'm sure all of you know someone in your life, or if it's not ourselves, or someone, a husband and a wife, a youth, or a friend, or a neighbor, or a coworker, that they're stuck in those kinds of feelings that you see right now. These friends of ours, or even our own selves, we are in this vicious cycle that we don't know what to do with our guilt, shame, anger, fear, anxiety. All these things are feelings that we have within ourselves. All of us have experienced these kind of feelings. But why are we stuck? Why are we not understanding? Why are we not going over these feelings and finding our true self, the true feeling that we are created with? What happens when, where, and how, and why these feelings started? What did we miss? Friends, children are born in two beautiful gifts of God. I mean, we have lots of gifts, but I'm just going to talk about two of them. One is that beautiful heart that is embedded in all of us. And that heart has all the qualities within, that all the God's quality, all the virtues within. And we know Baha'u'llah talks about that in all the hidden words that we study every day. One of them is the hidden word Arabic number 13 that he says, "I have created you noble. I made you clay of love. I have given you the essence of knowledge, and you're created as my own image." So if we are created like that, if we have such a beautiful gem within ourselves, why this happened to us? Why we get stuck in these kind of feelings? What happens that we forget who we are? As a child, we have, I mean, all of us, we know, Abdul Baha talks about actually, we have 5 external senses and 5 internal senses. But as children, so we have these beautiful, we see things, we smell things, we hear things, we touch things, and we taste things. Friends, these senses, they don't lie. Exactly what we see is what we perceive. They are truthful and have one purpose: to serve the soul by delivering messages from the outside world. What you see is it's the way it is. You see a tree, the tree tells the child, "I'm a tree, I'm a tree, I'm a tree." You see a dog, the dog says, "I'm a dog, I'm a dog, I'm a dog." Whatever we see, we witness that fact. We are witnessing that reality. Whatever we smell, whatever we touch, whatever we taste, these are facts. This is the truth. But what happens when we see things but has been interpreted different way as a child? We see a tree, but we've been told this is not a tree. We see a parent who's showing us love, but exactly the half an hour later or an hour later, we witness totally different things. As I said, these senses don't lie. All this information, when a child is born, she enters the world with an open and pure mind. She observes information from her surroundings, family, culture, media, and society without question, friends. She does not yet have the clarity or understanding to know whether this information is true or false. She's only witnessing these facts through her 5 external senses. So this information enters the mind of the child, and this child also has 5 internal senses, as Abdul Baha explained to us. These are this common faculty, imagination, thoughts, comprehension, and memory. When this information enters, what is the purpose of these 5 internal senses that I have? They receive the messages gathered by other senses, refine them, and uncover their deeper meanings. That's what they're supposed to do. For example, if the mother gives me a love, or father gives me security, because children only needs 2 things, friends: love and security. So when I have love and security, and that's my eyes can see that, my ear can hear beautiful musics and prayers and beautiful words. I smell beautiful flowers in the house. Everyone gives everybody's hug, and the food that I taste is made of love because I'm being raised in love. So my common faculty, which is its job is to translate, it brings the information which is exactly matches who I am. I am created noble. I am made of clay of love. I have the essence of knowledge within me. So the information outside comes inside, matches exactly who I am. So my imagination right away brings that light of my heart into my face, into my mind, and my mind becomes enlightened by the guidance of the heart, because it sees exactly the same thing. It feels the same thing. I feel secure. I feel love. But what happens when the information comes into my mind and the common faculty sees something else? It just gets confused. It can't understand it. It can't imagine it. It can't even comprehend it. It gets stuck right in those senses. It will not go on to a memory, long-term memory. When it gets stuck, what happens to us, friends? That's the beginning of the prison of self. That's where we don't know, as a child, we don't know how to deal with guilt. I'm 5 years old, the guilt has wake up, shame has wake up, anger has wake up, fear and anxiety has wake up. I'm not supposed to experience these feelings such a young age. I'm supposed to understand them later on in my life so I can sort of help myself and help my community and help others. But when I'm 5 years old and I'm innocent, but my shame, I've been told that you don't understand, you did something wrong, I've been shouted at, I've been beaten up, I've been punished, and I've experienced things that I cannot understand. So those feelings, friend, these feelings are not bad feelings. They're actually our best friends. But because we cannot understand them, we cannot comprehend them at such a young age, they get stuck. And what happens to us? This is oops, sorry, I went too far. At that moment, what happens? This is the point when these limited beliefs take root, waving illusion in the form of stories and the virtual mind overshadows the inner world. These illusions become a veil between the mind and heart. Friends, I'm sure you all know this part of the Tablet of Ahmad. Tablet of Ahmad is one of my favorite prayers. Baha'u'llah says, for the people are wandering in the paths of delusion, breath of discernment to see God with their own eyes, or hear his melody with their own ears. Thus have we found him, as thou also dost witness. Thus have their superstitions become veils between them and their own hearts, and kept them from the path of God, the exalted, the great. What do you think those superstitions are? What comes between me and my true self that I cannot become who I am? I cannot understand who I am. It says these superstitions becomes veils between them and their own hearts. Now, who's them and who, like, what's happening here? If we look at ourselves, remember what I said, we're born with a beautiful mind and a beautiful heart. Our mind is totally come to this world blank. Nothing is in it. It's pure. But our heart, it's full of qualities of God. So the heart, it's supposed to be experiencing exactly who it is, who she is or who he is. When it's in a community that everyone gives love and security, when it's a community that all know they're the light, they're the follower of Baha'u'llah, when they know who they are, that beautiful child becomes who she is. But when there's this limited beliefs, when the child is being exposed with these things at a young age, and when their beautiful inner senses are not working anymore because all this information gets stuck right between them, it does not comprehend, the child does not understand them to send them to long-term memory, which I call long-term memory soul. So like we all have iCloud. So when it goes to iCloud, when it goes to long-term memory, we're happy it's there. But when it's not there, it gets stuck in our short-term memory. So when it gets in our short-term, it's stuck in a short-term memory, what happens? The child, friends, that child lives himself. We right away, we tear apart ourselves. We become two different identities. An identity of a heart that sits there and waiting for me to come back, maybe at the age of 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 or 60. But I need to go back. I need to find my true self. When we abandon our own true self, this separation occurs. We lose the true meaning of the world of creation. The whole world is created to serve that soul, to serve that beautiful soul. Just the way placenta serves the embryo. If placenta for a moment doesn't serve the embryo, what happens? But what happens to us at a young age, all these limited beliefs, information that who we should be, how we should be think, who we are, who we should be, become a doctor or lawyer, or we should study this, or your intelligence, or you're not intelligent, or you're short, you're tall, you're beautiful, you're not beautiful, you're Persian, you're American, you're black, you're white, all these things, it's those veils between me and my true self. It separates us. It breaks us apart. This separation is a separation of the mind and heart. Mind without the heart, friends, is artificially intelligent. It's an AI. It has a limited space. How much this society can program me? 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years? How many books can I study? How many certificates can I get? How many countries can I travel? How many, I don't know, to find the truth. It's not there, friends. It's within us. Baha'u'llah says, I'm closer to you than your own vein. We live our own true self. And then when we do that, what happens, friends? I'm sorry. What happens? Happens. What happens here is there is a new world starts developing in ourselves. Sorry, I'm just going to go right here. So there's two worlds now. There is a world outside that Baha'u'llah, in this not, it says the world is not, forget about the not, cross it. That's a typo. So the Baha'u'llah says the world is but a show, vain and empty, a mere nothing, bearing the semblance of reality. Set not your affections upon it. So now this world that we see, the physical world, that we're only supposed to witness. We're here as a witness. We're not here to judge it. We're not here to analyze it. We're not here to expect anything from it. We're not here to do anything. We're only here to witness it. Because when you witness things, the truth will come in. You only see the truth. And all the information is within me because Baha'u'llah told me I am created noble. I have the essence of knowledge. I'm made of a clay of love. So I don't have to pursue love. I don't have to pursue success. I don't have to pursue anything in this world that is nothing but the show. But if I don't do that, if I get stuck, when I'm as a child, the things happening to me, the things that I'm experiencing, what happens to me? The virtual world, programmed by others, edited by mind for survival, practiced without a choice in children. So now I am witnessing things that's not truth, right? I'm hearing things that is not truth. I am seeing, hearing things, tasting things. I'm sure all of us have experienced things like this, especially teenagers, especially like around 11, 12. They've been told not to lie, but all of a sudden they see adults around them, they lie. They've been told not to yell, not to say bad words, or they've been programmed in many, many ways with a lot of limited beliefs. And then they come to the age that they realize, oh my God, what's going on in their mind? So all of a sudden, the mind starts making up stories, friends. Start making up stories because that child who just abandoned himself, now it has to have a reality. It has to have a truth, but the truth is no longer there for him to reach it. So the mind starts copying lots of things because mind knows there's something called happiness. There's something called success. There's something called love. But because cannot reach the truth, cannot reach that beautiful part, it's going to make up stories. And these stories are coming from outside, friends. We're going to look for love. We're going to look for success because mind wants to be successful. And this is only wants to be successful to survive, to win, to expect, to analyze, to judge. Because now it's no longer uses the power of the heart. It's only an AI. So when this happens to us, when the child goes through this, cannot see these things, and now there is a barrier between me, as exactly what Baha'u'llah says in the beautiful Tablet of Ahmad. Now, thus their superstitions become veils between them and their own hearts. These are nothing but the stories that my virtual mind is made up for me. Virtual mind, it's the mind that cannot reach to the comprehension, to understanding, which is the light of the heart, which is the light of that truth that I have. I need to use my inner senses to become who I am. But when I can't use my inner senses, when all the information from outside gets stuck in my mind, what happens to me? The mind starts making up stories, and I become a 15, 16 years old youth. I'm going to go over here. Over here. So the physical world, as we just talked about, this physical world is nothing but the show. This mother is pregnant with the child, and the show and all this information comes from the external world, telling her, oh, you have a boy, or you have a daughter, or all this information which is totally limited comes from outside world. And then this child turns to 11, 12, and because what they've been exposed, And the virtual mind, the mind has to make up stories. So this 11-year-old, 12-year-old start using their axis, the amygdala, hypothalamus, all these things are telling her, oh, you're this, you're that, your mom is this, your dad is that, oh, don't talk to this person, oh, that person is, I should not even go to their home because their father is like this, their mother is like this. All these stories comes and the child can't understand it, cannot even comprehend it. This child becomes a youth, becomes a 15-year-old. How this child, how this beautiful youth, it's supposed to help himself. It's supposed to find the truth. Luckily, Abdul Baha tells us that there is a power. It's called it's the power of the will. Abdul Baha says, the affliction which come to humanity sometimes tend to center the consciousness upon the limitations, and this is a veritable prison. Release comes by making of the will a door through which the confirmations of the Spirit come. The confirmations of the Spirit are all those powers and gifts which some are born with, and which men sometimes call genius, but for which others, just like myself, have to strive with infinite pains. They come to that man or woman, who accept his life with radiant and acquiescence. Sorry, I can never say that word properly. Acquiescence. So, friends, what we're going to experience right now, we're going to experience this. We're going to try, all of us. I'm going to do a meditation with all of you. We're going to, right here, I'm going to ask everyone, I'm going to stop this first. Actually, I'm going to keep it on, but I'm going to ask all of you to take a deep breath through your nose, let it out through your mouth. Do that a few times. And I want you right now, bring a negative thought that bothers you, or few. Just bring a few negative thoughts that has been lingering in your mind for a while. Allow it to come. Witness it. Just let it come, because that thought has a message for you. Don't analyze it. Don't judge it. Have no expectation. Just take a deep breath. Allow that negative thoughts come forward. Take a deep breath. Now we are going to use what Abdul Baha told us. In your Ruhi Book 1, we all memorize this, right? When a thought of war comes, oppose it by stronger thought of peace. A thought of hatred must be destroyed by a more powerful thought of love, right? So allow that negative thought comes. Look at it. I want you all to tap your forehead a few times and just say, thank you. Thank you for serving me. I have received your message. Thank you. Your job is over. You are free to go. We're going to do that one more time. We're not going to fight with this negative thought anymore. Now that you know you have these beautiful inner senses, you have senses like you can use your imagination, you can use your comprehension. You understand that this is just a thought. It's not you. So we're going to say thank you. Thank you very much for serving me. But your job is over. I got your message. Now you're free to go. Now take a deep breath to your nose, out to your mouth. Now we are going to do another thing. And the next one is, we've been told by Baha'u'llah to bring ourselves to account each day. When we want to bring ourselves to account each day, we're not judging ourselves, friends. We are bringing those feelings that we did not understand when we were a child. When our guilt, our shame, our anger, our sadness, the feeling of weaknesses was awakened when we were 5, 2, 3, 10, even maybe yesterday were awakened. Now I want all of you to take a deep breath to your nose. Allow that one of those feelings comes, whichever you're experiencing, either bring shame forward or weakness forward or anger forward or fear. Bring them forward. Take a deep breath to your nose, out to your mouth, and find out, where do you feel it? Is it in your chest? Is it in your stomach? Is it in your throat? Where have you kept this energy? This energy that you have spent as a child is still there. It's been suppressed. Now it's time for you to release it, friends. Allow that feeling to come. Hold it tight and allow it to come. And accept it. These feelings are your best friends. They're not your enemy. They're always going to be with you. Always going to be with you. We're always going to have shame. We're always going to have anger. We're always going to have fear. We're always going to have thirst, hunger. These are our best friends. We need them. They're always going to be with us because they're helping us to understand ourselves. We want to get closer to our own beautiful heart. If you reject them, you will see the result outside. You will see what's happening in the outside world. Allow those feelings to come, friends. Allow shame to come and find it. And what I want you to do right now, when you find shame, when you find guilt, when you find weaknesses, just breathe it out. Take a deep breath to your nose and let it come out. This energy will release your body either through your mouth, through your fingers, through your toes. Somehow, just tap that area. If it's in your stomach, tap your stomach and bring it up. Breathe it out. Breathe it out. Don't fight it anymore. Shame is good. Guilt is good. None of these feelings are good. No, sorry, bad. They only become bad when we don't pay attention to them. Remember, these feelings are become bad when you don't pay attention to them. But when you pay attention to them, when you accept them, when you love them, when you treat them equally as other feelings you have, they will go away. They will go away. They're no longer there to hurt you or bother you or get you stuck in the prison of self. Now, do you know what just happened, friends? With very simple meditation, now you're back to your own true self. Now your heart is guiding you. So powerful is the light of unity that can illuminate the whole world. The first unity has to happen with all of us, is uniting our heart and mind. When these two are united, our mind is being guided by our beautiful heart. Thank you very much. Now you can open your eyes, friends.
Thank you so much. So yeah, we have some time for a Q&A so people can put their questions in the chat. The first question is, the binary division or tension between the mind and heart is seen differently in Chinese philosophy, where the word Jin is usually translated as a single entity of heart and mind, which suggests that we can learn insights from other cultural visions around the world. What are your comments on this?
Yeah, that's beautiful to learn. Everything is good, it's beautiful. It's right. Like, we're just only talking about the things that it's been stuck in our mind. Whatever helps, whatever is good, please practice it. Continue practicing it. We're not here to argue with anything that is good. We're only here to find out how can we release this energy as a child when we did not understand things, got stuck in our mind. How can we release that?
And yes, the recording of this talk will be on YouTube afterwards.
Just have to say hi to my sister-in-law. I haven't seen her for so long. I just saw her.
Okay, there's another question. How do we distinguish between decisions guided by the heart versus those influenced by impulse or emotion?
That's beautiful. What a wonderful question. The result will help us. So when it's something guided by the heart, it's always joyful. Your energy becomes tenfold. You can't wait to do another thing. Like if you, let's say, for example, if you're serving, if you're doing anything, if you're in a children class teacher, if you're a junior youth animator, if you have your ruhis, whatever you're doing, if you're a wife, you're a husband, whatever you do, when your energy becomes, it's tenfold. I mean, like you're glowing, you're happy. That's exactly what the heart is. But as soon as, friends, as soon as your energy goes low and you start questioning it and judging it and trying to think, oh, why did I do that? You're getting away from your true self. You're getting away from that beautiful heart that Baha'u'llah has given to us. And that's where you have to start asking, oh, why am I feeling this way? Because remember, we're here to question our action. Because actions are the only thing we have in this world is actions, right? We don't create the result. Result was here before we came. Like for example, the water boils. When it reaches the 100 degree, we know it evaporates, it turns to steam. We didn't decide that. Or when it gets cold to 0 degree, becomes ice. You and I did not make that decision. But our actions does that. We know how we can go higher and higher and become, steam and vapor, or we can go lower and lower and become ice. But we need to bring ourselves to account. We need to see that. We need to constantly see our actions. Oh, guilt, wake up. I did something wrong yesterday. Now I feel guilty. Be happy that you feel guilty. It's amazing when we feel guilty, because when the guilt comes, I'm happy. Thank God I have guilt. Because now I can bring myself to account. I can say, oh, Sima, you did something wrong yesterday. Oh, be careful. I'm grateful. Right away, I say a couple of prayers, just be grateful for these beautiful feelings. But if I don't pay attention to my guilt, I'm in this vicious cycle. The same thing keeps over and over and keeps repeating itself, repeating itself. Remember, no one gives us feelings. No one makes you sad. No one makes you angry. No one makes you happy. No one makes you, I don't know, feeling guilty. We have these feelings within ourselves. It's ours.
Thank you.
Let's
See. In a world so dominated by logic, data, and analysis, how can we encourage societies and institutions to also value the wisdom of the heart?
I don't know. If you learn, please email me too. I would love to learn that. Something I'm actually doing a lot of search and research as well.
How can we help children or youth develop this balance between heart and mind early on?
Oh, this is beautiful. I beg you, if you know a child, bring the child to children classes. If you know a junior youth, bring the junior youth to the junior youth group. If you know any adult, invite them to Rui classes. Those are the environment, those are the places that they can actually find their heart. They can connect, they can find the truth on their own self, like their own beautiful way. Because when the children are in the children class, their heart is connected directly to Baha'u'llah. You see, their heart is there. They receive the information, And they're not judging, they're growing, beautiful environment. And then they go to the junior year, they can express themselves as the way they are. My wholehearted, humble opinion is, as much as you can, invite them to all these core activities.
Thank you. What if we don't know where we keep the negative feelings in our body? I just get low overall energy.
Oh, very good. If you have a low energy, that's a feeling. If the person is here, please close your eyes. And I want you to take a deep breath to your nose. When you say you have no energy, I want you to accept that feeling. Allow yourself to have no energy. Don't fight it anymore. Allow yourself have no energy. You have no energy, you have no energy. That's okay. Absolutely okay. Just see yourself within your mind, with your eyes closed, see yourself that you have no energy. See what you want to do. If you have no energy, do you want to lie down? Do you want to go take a shower? Do you want to watch a movie? Accept everything about yourself and tell yourself that you love yourself with everything that person has. I don't know if you're a he or she, so I'm going to just refer as a he. So if, let's say, for example, you have no energy and you don't want to do anything, close your eyes, witness yourself that you have no energy, and love yourself with that feeling. And say, I love you, even though you have no energy. I love you. Let that person, let that child of yours be who she is. In one day, somehow, when she was 2, when she was 3, when she was 5 years old, something happened and she felt that. But she didn't understand it. Now you can understand it. Now you allow that child to be who she is. Remember, there's nothing about us is bad, friends. It only becomes bad when we ignore it.
Thank you.
Okay.
The next question is, how do you stop criticizing yourself and stop being a perfectionist?
Okay. So criticizing yourself, it's an insecurity. What happens here? When we are a child, when these two, the mind and the heart, separates, mind becomes a survival. And when wants to survive, it means because the insecure child, it only means the mind that wants to survive and it's away from the heart. So when you feel insecure, my friend, close your eyes, find that child, find a younger version of yourself somewhere, either 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years old. What happened? When did separation occur? When did you leave yourself? Were you 5 years old, 6 years old? Find that beautiful soul of yours. And at that moment, whatever happened, friends, what's the short obligatory prayer that we recite every day? I bear witness, O my God, that thou hast created me to know thee and to worship thee. I testify at this moment to my powerlessness and to thy might, to my poverty and to thy will. Please find that child, whatever age she has, let's say 5 years old, and she felt weak. She felt she's weak, she's powerless. Allow her to have those feelings. At that moment, testify to your powerlessness, testify to your weakness. What can we do at the age of 4, 5, 6 years old when we become insecure, when we leave our own heart and the mind becomes the boss of us? We're powerless. But we need to go back and see this reality and accept it. We have to testify to our weakness, my dear friends. See yourself, and this weakness and powerlessness is always going to be with us. Always going to be with us. But we have to, first, we have to testify to it. And when you testify to that, you will see the power you gain. And that's the power of heart. And that's, you see, heart, it only has one boss, and that's Baha'u'llah. It's a manifestation of the era. In this era, the boss of the heart is Baha'u'llah. 1,000 years ago was Muhammad. 2,000 years ago was Christ. But today, he is the boss of my heart. He is my Mola. He is my king. And when I find myself, when I admit to my powerlessness, he's there. What does he says in the hidden word number 13? Turn thy sight unto thyself, that thou mayest find me standing within thee, mighty, powerful, and self-subsisting. Go back to those beautiful writings of Baha'u'llah. See yourself in your heart. Allow yourself to be weak and powerless, and then you will gain the power that he's given you.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Do we have any final questions? Okay, I think that's all of our questions. So thank you so much for your talk and coming here today. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure. And thank you for having me. That was lovely.
Of course. Great. So I've put the link to our YouTube channel in the chat. So this talk will be up there afterwards. You can rewatch it or share it with others who weren't here today. And our speaker next week will be Dr. Kendall Williams, and his topic will be the big picture, understanding Baha'i community building efforts from a broad perspective. So again, these talks are every Saturday at noon Eastern time. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you next week. Bye.